Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 129 of MMT Millennial Movie Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Braden. It's good to be back on camera. I'm joined, as always, by the wonderful Alex.
Hello.
And the wonderful Steph.
No. Oh, God damn it. It wasn't bad. It was not bad.
Wasted all of them in the pre-show.
Damn it.
I thought it wasn't bad.
Didn't work.
It was all right, but
the second one was a bit.
You had a couple in the pre-show where you nailed it, and you had a couple before the pre-show where you did a good one.
There is just no technique. I just do it. And
well, I'm sure there's like YouTube videos that are like, how to do the click in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're in a new chair.
This is weird. I've never sat in this chair to
feel
do
like
the show. I don't know how to sit.
Do you feel the power?
I don't know how to sit. Like over there, I lean back and I'm not.
Michael does a leg cross.
Michael does a leg cross, but then he doesn't talk into his mic.
Do you have an air of superiority about you being in your own chair?
No, I like introing the show. So, and I don't get to do that when I'm not on camera.
I don't have superiority.
No, I was wondering if we can figure out where Michael gets his big head from. Like,
that's
is it
just
from
Michael.
Just Michael.
Pretty sure he was born with that size head.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel so sorry for Michael's mother. He was born with that.
I was going to name drop her. I was like, probably shouldn't.
Maybe not. We don't need to dox them.
Poor Jennifer.
Oh, bless.
That's not his name.
No. You're throwing him off the set.
Throw him off the set.
I like. Well, speaking of scents, I imagine there were a lot back in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck me.
All right, come on, you
got
can do
this.
it. I believe in
every
you.
week.
Ooh, did it? It still doesn't really make any
Callouts.
sense for the segment. I'm going to be honest. The music that you picked,
It's whimsical. It's
I love
classic.
It feels like an
lot of
old
bugs.
school cartoon.
I suppose
We're living in the Bug's life here.
We are living Bug's life. It
Living in
is.
Bug's
Quick
life.
question. Ants or Bug's life? Did we ever do this?
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think we always said Bug's Life.
Bug's
didn't we?
life.
talked about this. Yeah.
Ants probably hasn't aged well because Woody Allen's an ant. And he kind of likes
Do
marrying
you guys
his
ever watch
daughters,
that?
doesn't he?
Do you guys ever? Well, this is a great start to classic callouts. Do you guys ever watch Ant Bully?
I did.
I did
with
watch
Nicolas
that.
Cage.
I remember that one not being too bad.
Ant
Yeah.
Bully was a bit of fun.
Yeah, I remember it being just like
Probably animation
wackier.
scary as hell,
yeah.
especially now.
Oh, when it's like the giant exterminator dude.
Yeah, that's what I remember from it. That's pretty much
Do
everything
you
I
guys?
remember.
Sorry, do you guys ever watch Over the Hedge?
Yes.
Fucking yes. Over the Hedge is fantastic.
Over the Hedge.
What a weird. The bear scared me.
What a soundtrack. The bear was scary.
bear scared me.
Is that the one with the squirrel?
Yes.
Yes, and Bruce Willis is
Steve
a fox.
Carell, Bruce Willis.
That's
Bruce Willis is
right.
a raccoon. Thank you.
What about,
a raccoon.
I think we may have talked about this one too, but Hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked.
Loved
Is
it.
incredible.
The only version of Hoodwinked I ever had was a pirated burned DVD from Bali that some family member brought home for me.
Hoodwinked is, my goodness, is that a perfect adults kid film?
I need to watch it again.
Watch it again.
in like actual high definition with good audio.
And watch it in adulthood because so many jokes for adults.
Oh yeah.
They made a sequel to it.
Yes, I have seen the sequel.
Wasn't good.
It was not as great.
See recently that they did a sequel. And I
Yeah,
wasn't
it's called
excited.
Hoodwink 2. TOO.
Yeah. I don't understand why.
I don't know. It's like when they did Dumb and Dumber, they called it Dumb and Dumber 2.
T.O.
Yeah.
But see, that makes sense because they're Dumb and Dumber and they used the wrong two.
True.
See? Hoodwinked 2.
Maybe we got hoodwinked, but
We watched American Graffiti.
George Lucas,
Lucas's
the man himself. American
Has
Graffiti.
he directed anything else other than this?
It was so we figured out last week. Correction from last week. I said this was after Star Wars. This is in fact before Star Wars.
Kill them.
Which makes a lot of sense when you see Harrison Ford in this movie, and he's not as old as he is in Star
Yeah,
Wars.
that's what I thought. But I was just like,
He was
weird.
a young boy. But Richard Dreyfuss
oh my
as
god.
well.
First thing I said to Steph, Richard Dreyfuss does not look like he belongs in high school.
I will just say, I always thought Richard Dreyfuss was very good looking in Jaws.
He's the
But it's
scientist.
the beard, yeah.
Cooper.
The beard and the shaggy hair and the being stranded with a shark must do it for him because
Specifically
in
being
this-
stranded with a shark.
A couple years beforehand, I was kind of like, oh, Richard Dreyfuss, he doesn't like, he kind of looks like this weird middle thing where he's too young to be a high schooler, but too.
I was wondering if like the energy they were bringing was that like he like got held back or something.
Yeah,
maybe?
sorry, yeah, too old to be a high schooler, too young to be.
Yeah.
like he still had a bit of a baby face
To actually
going.
be a kid
Yeah.
in that world.
Talking about the movie.
Do we want to? Because none of us really knew what the film was about beforehand. Do we want to give like a quick like breakdown of what the film is about?
Yeah.
So American Graffiti is all about the end of high school in 1962, considered the end of innocence in America if you're a white man. It was before Vietnam. It was before, black people asked for equality. So, it was the good old days, as some Americans would say. And we follow a bunch of people. It's kind of like some people who are leaving high school, some people who are out of high school, and we follow them in this one night before a bunch of them go off to college. and that's it. It's just one
Yeah,
night.
it's just about their lives, how they're going to spend their last night of kind of freedom in a way, or like togetherness.
So I got halfway through this film, and I went, Superbad. I know exactly what Superbad, like, when this has to be an inspiration for Superbad.
The liquor scene especially brought it back
Yep.
for me. When Terry is trying to buy Terry, I think it's
Toad,
Terry.
the Toad.
That scene like goes from 0 to 60 at the very end.
Oh
Oh, he
yeah,
just comes out with a gun.
Like the dude comes out and just chucks him a bottle, and it's like, oh, that's a weird way to do it. And then the guy comes out chasing with a gun. It's like, what the shit happened?
But then I even started thinking about our main characters. I was like, 3 main characters. One of them's a bit of a nerd that kind of isn't as close
Yeah.
as the other two.
And he's
And then the other one's kind of
he's playing off cast.
Yeah.
Like they got the nerd to like act like a cool guy.
he's McLovin.
yeah.
That
he's
McLovin does that in
okay. See, I haven't
Superbad.
seen Superbad,
He is
so-
kind of like McLovin. Oh, you
McLovin-
haven't seen
No,
Superbad?
I haven't.
Oh my god, Right.
McLovin acts like cool to the cops in Superbad.
that's
Right.
right.
Or that McLovin pretends to be someone he isn't.
That's right.
And then Ronnie Howard, because they call it his.
I couldn't stop thinking, it's Arrested Development.
It did not.
Yeah.
Just I'm going to call him Ronnie Howard because that's his.
That's how he's credited.
He's credited as Ronnie Howard in this.
Yes.
Good old Ronnie.
Ronnie.
He's absolutely Michael Cera.
yeah.
And then the other Richard Dreyfuss is Jonah Hill. But like, not talking about Superbad anymore. I as much as I like Superbad, I really, really enjoyed this one.
I
Just
did too.
I didn't think about the other one in this genre of like a one night film that I really enjoyed was Booksmart.
Look smart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Booksmart's excellent.
especially like end of school coming of age.
Yeah,
Booksmart is fantastic.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, American Graffiti, I was really pleasantly surprised. I was not looking forward to watching this because I thought coming of age film from the made in the 70s, based in the
Yeah.
60s. I was like, how could it possibly?
It's like a nostalgia
intrigue me?
trip for a time that we have no idea
Yeah,
about.
I was like, how could it possibly intrigue me? And it's just going to be so out of touch with what I've experienced. But I really enjoyed it. It kind of gave me like not Grease vibes, but in the fact that it was set in that time. I loved the soundtrack to it, and
I like the fact that the soundtrack is just the radio.
Yeah.
Like, the whole night.
Well,
And,
the
like,
radio is incorporated into the story. As well.
Yeah, I do like that.
They're all theorizing over this. What's his name?
The
Wolf?
Wolfman.
the
The
Wolf,
Wolfman.
yeah, who is a real life radio presenter called the Wolfman. Apparently, he was
really?
famous for that. Yes.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, but like it was almost like a time warp too. It did a good job at like, transporting me back because it wasn't trying so hard to be set in the 60s. It was more like this is just where it's set.
Yeah.
But it is weird thinking that it was made in 73,
73.
based in 62.
So it's basically a decade
11 years
apart.
difference. It's weird. It's imagine if we made a movie now about 2010. The culture, the shock wouldn't be that different.
It
you
would
know?
be, it'd just be normal.
It'd be a bit cringy.
You'd
to
hear
be
a lot
honest.
more Black Eyed Peas.
Exactly.
Oh,
Just a
about
little
it.
bit cringe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd
I'm
be
in.
real good.
Take
A bit
me.
of Kesha, a bit of just
hell
a
Get
yeah.
Boom
bit
Boom
cringe.
Pow. And
Yeah,
I got a feeling.
I walked into
bit.
a shop the other day and I got a feeling was playing
Bow,
naturally,
bow,
and I was
bow,
like,
bow,
"This is
bow, bow,
what a
bow,
throwback."
bow,
I remember
bow,
being
bow,
tiny.
I just found it so interesting to think like we would never consider making a movie set in 2010s as like the like as a creative choice.
Yeah.
Without making some kind of statement or talking about some kind of relevant affair at the time. But they've done this only 10 years apart, and we still make movies set back in the 60s and 70s nowadays. Like there's something about that time that's just so intriguing for us to sort of go back to.
I love the cars.
Yeah, the cars are great.
Yes.
An interesting way to possibly think about it, because this was about like it's that time just before Vietnam, and that's its whole like, oh, it's got this air of like this is coming, and we only know about it because we know about what happened in
We lived it,
real
yeah.
life. But we didn't. We certainly didn't. I wonder if in a decade's time, someone's going to make like a just before pandemic
Just
movie.
before Trump. Oh, God. We'll talk about the pandemic a little bit after. Have you finished You Season 3?
I have not finished You Season 3. I'm sorry.
Don't tell me those things are related.
Nah, I'll say it.
I
It's
will
not-
just also say I really enjoyed it. I think I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm on the
American
same boat.
Graffiti. But my only issue with it, there's something that I didn't really love. I didn't love the epilogue. I didn't love that little bit at the end where it told me the stories
They all
of
died.
everyone.
I have
Tonally
so
off.
many tonal like
That took me
Totally.
off
So many
guard.
issues.
Was that meant to be comedic?
It might have been comedic
Because it's not
back in
based on a
the
true
day.
story.
Yeah,
It's not.
I
That's
looked it
it.
up after. I was like, that's not a true story. Like they just did that for and like okay. So let's get into Braden didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
Braden
Oh,
didn't like.
You didn't
this
like it,
movie.
or you just couldn't get into it?
I couldn't get into it, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
I imagine most of that comes to the fact that it kind of felt like a boomer's wet dream.
Is this the only George Lucas movie you don't like?
Yeah, probably. I haven't seen THX blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
which
1136 or
was,
whatever.
I noticed, the number plate of the guy's car.
Oh.
The yellow guy's car. His number plate
pickup.
is THX.
Fans of
113.
THX,
And I was like,
look out.
huh. And I forgot to look up which one came first.
Anyway.
Beside the point. This film just didn't gel with me. I think it's the time period.
Is it just the boys thirsty?
It's like, it's specifically a boomer's wet dream, but only like young men who grew up in that time period. And it's a bit of a power fantasy because like the nerdy guy gets to drive the cool car and he picks up the hot blonde chick and he goes and gets drunk. And
This is true. I did think that the female characters, though, I was surprised at how much power they were given, or the characteristics
Ronnie
they
Howard's
had.
girlfriend.
Ronnie Howard's girlfriend.
I was with that as well. I thought the female representation here is actually quite cool. I'm really enjoying it. Even the little girl, which is a whole nother interesting aspect.
But that was my favorite story,
Storyline?
because the movie's essentially split into 3 different stories.
Yeah, a bunch of different ones.
4. You've got Ronnie Howard's.
Yep.
You've got Richard Dreyfuss. You've got the other
Terry
guy,
and Steve.
Terry and the Toad, and then Steve. So, did we have a favorite?
I would say, I like Terry's, but no, Steve with Carol was probably my favorite. Just enjoying the switch around from him getting so annoyed that he's with her to them sort of like bonding a little bit.
Yeah, it's
I know you found it. Yeah,
I found it really
problematic.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's real weird. It's very much like, just not my vibe.
That's okay.
But my main issue at the very end is it came up with those, and here's what they're doing now, or what they did after this, and this person died in a car accident. This one went to Vietnam. It's just the 4 dudes.
But they're the
Yeah.
main
They
characters,
don't give
really.
a fuck about any. But I cared about the women in the movie.
Yeah, I reckon it probably wouldn't have cost him. It would have cost him maybe another 5 seconds for them to just add in 2 lines about what happened to Carol.
Yeah,
and,
just have the. Well, I'd want to have the 3 main girls.
yeah, the 3 girls all on the one slide.
do another slide.
Yeah,
the
with the
plane's
girls.
still pulling out. You can't see the plane anymore. They chose black and white images, which made
It was
look
like an
like
in
all of them
memoriam.
died.
Yeah.
When it's opened with the first
Yeah,
one,
Ronnie
he
Howard
died. I was
didn't
like,
die.
oh my god! Like I'm expecting them all to be dead.
Ronnie and Kurt, they didn't neither.
Ronnie?
No, Ronnie
Terry,
was
how
an
did
insurance
Terry die?
agent.
So-
Terry died. He's missing in action in
yeah,
Vietnam.
one went missing in Vietnam.
Oh,
one
no,
died in a car
Terry's-
accident. One's a writer, and one's a
Insurance
Insurance guy.
person.
See, it just kind of seemed that was the only thing I was a bit like, why is this in here?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, have you ever seen Hair, the musical?
No.
Oh.
Hair, the musical, very briefly, is about the lead up to Vietnam and they're anti-war protesters, and then someone gets drafted. And it's a
Yes.
musical, yeah. So one of them gets drafted, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go fit." His name's Burger. He's like classic pacifist guy, long hair. He's like, "We're gonna go pay him a visit, or whatever." He goes in there. Something goes wrong. There's a bit of a mix-up. He has to assume the role of his friend, just pretending like for a little bit to cover for him. And then, we're out. Come on, let's go. The movie ends with the final song, "Let the Sun Shine In."
Yep.
Burger gets shipped off to Vietnam, and the next thing we know, we see a headstone with Burger's name on it. And I was like,
Jesus.
God.
That's a way to end
it. took
it.
me way back because the whole movie is about like freedom. I mean, it's a statement. They're making a statement, obviously, but it was so like, it shocked me when I read that
damn.
because I'm like, I love these people. And you just like, there's no lead up to it. You just tell me that
it's a smack in the face.
we're talking within 5 minutes. We find out Burger, we're going to go save this guy. Oh, I'm off to Vietnam. Oh, I've died.
Yeah.
It's just.
I found myself throughout the whole film eagerly anticipating to when we cut back to Steve and Carol. I was just like, I want to know what these two are doing, especially after the scene where they trash that other person's car.
When they throw this drink into the window.
Yeah.
and it gets all
Yeah.
And then they go and like put the shaving cream or whatever it is over the windows.
Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh,
I
that's
loved
right.
that.
Yeah, it was.
And I loved Harrison Ford, just kind of
Ford,
roaming around
just
town.
Bob
appearing.
Falfa. What a cool name. Bob Falfa.
Just he's rocking the cowboy hat, and he just wants
cool.
he wants to be the big dog in town. He wants to beat the main guy who's done all the big races and won. He wants to be the new big guy, and then he completely totals his car.
Yep.
I just thought it was. I just like that all the characters learned something throughout the night. They all started the night different than they did, like personally than they
Yeah,
did.
there's a lot of growth.
They all went on journeys.
ending with Tiger like being like, all I've got's my scooter, and she's like, that's close enough to a
Close.
motorbike.
I like that.
It's like, okay, I like the dynamic between.
Was that
these
Debbie?
two.
Yeah, that was Debbie.
She
and
got
Debbie and-
nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Wow,
for
she
this
was a
film.
model originally, and
I mean,
then
she was quite good in it.
She was good. This got nominated for a bunch of things.
yeah,
George
got nominated
Lucas,
for Best Picture.
Best Picture, Best Screenplay, George Lucas.
Damn.
Probably set design. I'd say got nominated for 6 Oscars in total.
Jesus.
Yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this film. I wasn't actually expecting to enjoy it.
It was an easy watch.
It was an easy watch. I was expecting it to maybe be like, I went into it going, I have to watch this for the show.
Same as me.
And,
I was excited.
And I ended up very much enjoying it.
That could have been why our expectations were low, and then why. Maybe that's why I didn't like Goonies all that much, because my expectations were really high for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like Goonies met my expectations. I had 0 expectations going into this, but I think it's just the content for me.
Yeah, that's it. Just a personal preference.
Personal preference. Like, I'm never going to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
I bought it on iTunes when I watched it.
Nice.
And
I
probably might watch it.
I used a VPN to watch it in a different country. And
What VPN did you use?
Netflix, at like 4 minutes left in the movie, Netflix goes, "Oh, you're using a VPN. We're going to stop you from watching it." I was like, "You couldn't
How'd you
give
watch
me
the rest of
4
the movie?
minutes." And then I had to look it up and find it on one of those like shitty streaming services.
like 123 movies?
Yeah, one of those things. And like it's just like it's 85%
ad after
ads.
ad.
Oh
What
my god!
VPN?
And I just had to skip to the end to watch the final like 4
I was
minutes.
going to say, all the VPN, I have like a couple on my computer.
Whoa, that's security.
No, but I looked into actually getting ExpressVPN the other day
Yes.
just to watch Dune. Just
ExpressVPN. No, we don't have any sponsorship.
What would
If
you
you're-
choose? Would you go for Nord or Express?
I may or may not already have one of the two.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Can you get onto American Netflix with it?
Ooh, yeah.
Is that what you used to?
Ooh, yeah. And should I
pay for
specify which one?
Do you pay for it?
Yeah, I bought I think I bought a deal on like a 3. This sounds like an ad.
A 3-year deal?
I bought a 3-year deal.
Yeah, they got a 2-year one running at the moment
and
for
you
like
get the
$80.
best value for money out of it.
I think I might do it.
I bought it when I got my tax return one year, so it didn't affect my financial status, and it's a good time.
I don't understand. I just use an extension on Google.
That's what I use.
It's just like free, and it's just
Yeah, but
why
like
would you pay-
NordVPN, when you use these other ones, which like is the whole reason, if I can do it and get onto HBO Max,
I haven't tried that
it's June
yet.
o'clock. It's
I
Yeah.
haven't tried that yet.
yeah, that's what I want to do.
Max.
I want to like get the American.
Everything's on HBO Max as well.
Yeah, I want to get the American streaming services, like the good ones. They've got so much shit on there. Like we have so much shit on ours, but they got so much more better shit on theirs.
Better shit.
Better shit. They got that good.
Speaking of better shit.
Yeah. Do we want to go into the next segment?
Yes. Oh, no,
Spin the
we're
wheel.
going to spin the wheel.
Okay, wait, I can't mute my mic yet.
Do I'll spin the wheel.
You ready?
It was spinning.
Spin
that
wheel.
wheel.
Oh my god, we can hear it
I had
because it's
to-
through the Bluetooth.
I had to really compensate there because
I know I have to
there's
add the
only 2 of us
Bluetooth
here.
track to the audio track.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Strangers on a Train.
I'm excited for this one.
That's it. We need to
Maybe
have that on every
this
week.
will influence you to watch Throw Mama from the Train, which I've been telling everyone to watch.
Is it
Going to
because it has
Vito.
train in the title?
Well, it's kind of like it's a play on words. Throw Mama from the Train. It's like kind of it's very loosely kind of mimicking
So,
what
The
Strangers
only
on a
way
Train
I
is.
know this film is from that one conversation in Horrible Bosses.
Oh yes, when they're all talking about meeting Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, that just sounds like they took. He's the film that is. Oh, this is old.
I would like to add a film to
Oh, this is old.
I would like to add a film to our list for classic callouts. I would like to add Guess Who's Coming to Dinner to the list.
Okay.
Can we make that
I
happen?
never heard of it though. Can it
Guess
be a
Who's Coming
classic?
to Dinner? Have you ever heard of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Nope.
Can it be a classic?
Christian have heard of it. I
And
have faith.
Christian watches.
Well, the rule was if one of us has heard of it,
when was that a rule?
because the rule was if none of us have heard of it, it cannot be considered a classic.
Where is he? Can I have it? Can we put him on my mic?
Oh, that's lucky.
Oh, that's all right.
It's Sidney Poitier.
What?
Don't tell me you don't know who Sidney Poitier is.
Yeah, I just watched a movie that he did this week.
Yeah, that's like one of his big movies, and you can watch it on ABC iView.
Come on, buddy. Come on, my mic stand.
ABC iView. That's free for us in Australia.
Fine, I will
Also
watch it
not
on my
sponsored.
own. Catherine Hepburn, Sidney Poitier. It's got to be. It's a big movie.
Hashtag not spawn.
Academy Award for Best Actress in a
we
Leading
go.
Role.
God
There
damn.
we go. The Ladybug
And
film.
Brayden, how up your alley is this? Joanna, a young woman raised with liberal values, brings home her fiancé, John, a widowed black physician. Over dinner, Joanna's parents' apprehensions become evident, causing trouble for the couple.
Do you want... so, Strangers on a Train?
Stranded on a train.
1951.
Holy fuck, that's
This is
old.
one of the ones that got past the censor,
Don't know
Alex
how it
censor
got,
board.
Don't know how it got
On a
got
train.
through.
Oh my god, has it got one of those painted posters?
I hope so.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it
God,
does.
it does. Oh, it's a
does.
Hitchcock, that's why.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
Is this the one that we're
Jesus, it's
thinking?
got a
Who added
98%.
this?
I don't know.
We added 9 Perfect Strangers.
This sounds like a...
No, Strangers on a Train.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe like
9
a-
Perfect Strangers is the one on Amazon Prime. Check it out now.
Yeah, see, this is
It's
basically
just Adfield.
Throw Mama from the Train is just a comedy DeVito Billy
Of
Crystal
this.
version of this,
Okay.
kind of. So yeah, I'm excited to see this because I'll have known what
Look at my
Interesting.
little pal.
influenced it.
Yeah. What's
Oh,
his name?
that's
I
cute.
think it's slightly out of frame.
Oh, it will be. That's all right. What's his name? Or their name? We don't know.
What
We don't want to
make this
assign
name?
gender to a ladybug. Well, it's a lady. It's got to be a girl.
I think there has to. That's not how nature works.
Yeah, I think we could just give it a name.
Can we flip a coin? Just what's a unisex name?
How many sides does a coin have?
Ooh, it's got the
'Cause
middle.
there's more than two genders.
It's got the middle part.
Okay, let's get away from the...
But figure what's a good unisex
Whoa,
name?
look at him
for the ladybug?
go!
We need-
Sorry, I'm
You
getting
got him?
distracted by this.
They
You
are,
called it him.
they are running. They are running. Oh my god!
Are
I'm
they
so
running
sad
away
this
from my
is
gender
off camera.
biases?
You want me to? I'll film it on my phone. I'll give you. And you
Running
can throw
away.
it.
Oh no, that's too much work.
Too much
No,
work?
No, that's too much work.
Okay.
Oh, don't let him fall off.
Let's just call
It's a
it.
ladybug. It can walk around underneath things.
Are we okay with
Fly.
Alan?
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 Alan? Oh, like
Alan.
I have a segue.
Oh, get on.
Like Alan coming, because Michaela made me watch Burlesque.
Oh
Oh,
God.
Okay.
It's-
Okay.
It's not a great movie.
It's not, is it?
It's
Speaking
good
of films we
fun.
had pirated copies of, I had a Bali copy of Burlesque. that
Oh
was-
my god.
My sister got it because mum and dad we used to go to Bali all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And they used to always bring back. I had the first
All
6
the
seasons
DVDs.
of How I Met Your Mother in pirated from
My
Bali.
god.
We still have a big folder with all of our pirated films in it.
Oh.
Oh, we do
we need
too.
to find that.
But we've never been to Bali. I don't know
Yeah.
how we got ours.
Find that. That sounds
Everyone's dad knows someone at work.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
So
true.
they always got
Everyone's dad has a mate who'll ship your
PS4.
PS2.
Yeah, PS2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we can get. Yeah, I
was so sad.
Dude.
I never got a chip PS2.
I had a chip PS2.
Oh, for
Spider-Man.
the DS?
Spider-Man.
Oh, chip DS. Oh, the
Chip
the,
DS.
the
I
card
never had
thing
one.
that
My
they got.
cousins,
Oh my
those
god.
bitches.
Did you,
all had
sorry, all
one.
right. Sorry, this is a massive tangent,
put
but
the
I don't care.
SD card in there?
We need to talk about this.
Yep.
So chip DSs and chip Game Boys are great. You can get the Game Boy cartridge. It's got like 1,000 games on it.
Yeah.
You get all the old school Mario games and all that. They had a Jaws game on there and everything. Mega Man had everything. I think Metro was on there too. Just all these games. My friends had a device that you plug into the Game Boy part. It was a little electronic device. You plug into the Game Boy part of the DS and load up Pokemon. No, you'd load up your DS save files. And on there, it would import Pokemon of your choice into your Diamond and Pearl saves, into your
Oh my god.
into your, what is it called? Where you hold all your Pokemon?
Of the Pokédex.
The Pokédex. No, that's when you just have
Your PC.
yeah, your PC. Where you have all your Pokemon, and you can choose the best ones of the game,
My god.
and you can put them in there. And I wanted that so fucking bad.
No one man should have all that power.
No,
But
that was a
didn't
lot of
that
power.
make the game too easy? Isn't
No,
it
because
like
you
a
just
bit of a
want the
mother
best
load?
Pokemon.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a
because then
Sims mother load, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Then you just sort of whip everyone's ass.
Oh, I Sims Motherload all the time.
I mean, yeah,
in
constantly.
later
I got
in life
bored
now.
with motherload.
Later in life now,
I mean-
when
I would just build nice houses.
I load up the Sims every 6 months on the computer,
Just have a little binge. I do the same.
little Sims binge. I don't do Motherload. I make a working class man.
Damn straight.
I do too. Yeah, you got to start like really poor, and you don't let them get too rich just yet, because otherwise the game gets too easy.
You don't fork out for that expensive oven.
Okay,
You commit to that oven that makes
Exactly.
fires every single time.
Exactly.
so
And you can't afford a fire
when you
alarm.
look for a mate in The Sims.
All right. Yeah.
Do you
A
go-
mate, like a
partner? like a-
Control C, edit sim, and create a sim. You change them to make them look perfect.
Oh my
No,
god.
I go and
Steph,
find
you got issues.
I go and find the closest wife. And I'm like, I'm breaking up a
closest?
marriage. I'm breaking up a marriage.
I did the same thing too.
Little
You
homewrecker.
always make them have an affair.
Yeah,
That's
or a little
so good.
affair, and like even then you get married, and then you have another affair, and you're just like, this is juicy.
my God.
And then somehow you convince them both to move in the house.
Alex loves Desperate Housewives,
Oh my
as we know.
God,
And he's just
yeah.
living it in his sim.
It's the best because I start the game off. I'm like, this is the block. We're doing the block things. I'm building houses on the
building
block.
houses.
My least favorite part of The Sims 3 was that they didn't involve the invite headmaster over. Like in Sims
Oh,
2, you
kinky.
could invite the headmaster over, and you needed to have a nice house, have good food, and be charismatic to get your kid into private school.
Oh my
All you
God.
had to do was buy your way in Sims 3. And that
Yeah,
was quite
well,
easy.
that's quite more realistic because that's what people
I always
actually
got a
do.
nanny because fuck that.
Yeah, you get the maid, like
Get the maid.
the
Because
nanny.
you-
Sorry, there's a live-in nanny that you can get as well.
Yeah.
A live-in nanny.
Yeah,
Live-in.
you do that.
Oh my god, you were playing high-class Sims.
Sims
I
3,
didn't know about
Sims
this.
3 with the Nightlife expansion pack, and you get
Jesus.
celebrities.
Mum and
and
Dad
everything.
wouldn't let us get the
expansion packs?
raunchy expansion pack for Sims 2.
Sims University was good too.
Yeah.
I will say the main Sims that I did play, it was on the PS2 for some goddamn reason.
Fake
The
Sims
Sims 2 Pets.
The Pets was huge when it
Pets
came
was
out.
fantastic.
I used to see people playing that all the time. I never had Sims 2 Pets.
Yeah,
Pets was
Pets
good
was
shit.
big when it came out because everyone wanted a dog. And then
Yeah.
you got it and you're like, well, I have a dog now.
So
Yeah.
Alan Cumming is completely underutilized in Burlesque.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's right.
I still can't stand and take Cher seriously in any way, shape, and form.
Oh,
Nah.
try watching the
Bless
end of
her.
Mother
What
Oh.
about
Here We Go
Aguilera?
Again.
Is it Aguilera?
Stefani Aguilera? I can't remember which
Christina
one it is.
Aguilera, isn't it?
Yeah, Christina Aguilera.
Why
yeah.
are singers acting?
Well, they're trying. Not really working. Bless. I learnt about air rights. Do you guys know about air rights?
No.
So air rights are when you buy, basically like land, you buy the air above buildings, above a block,
Oh, what?
to maintain a view. They do Chekhov's air rights in Burlesque.
Chekhov's air rights.
Like half an hour into the movie, what's her face has a conversation with the big rich dude who wants to buy the club. She has a conversation with him because he's trying to woo her because she's sexy.
Smart.
And he explains to her that the reason his house has such good views over LA is because he bought air rights. So he has the air rights above the land, so no one can build big buildings in front and ruin his view.
Right.
And then 5 minutes left in the movie. Oh no, Cher's sad because the rich guy's going to buy the club because Cher's financially busted. And they go to the guy across the street who's just built apartment buildings, and they're like, "Hey, do you want big offices built directly across to ruin your views just as you're about to try and sell them?"
Oh,
Have you heard of air rights, my friend?
there you go. It all comes back.
Chekhov's air rights. Highly recommend.
The-
Burlesque it's not good, but it's fun.
The supporting cast in this movie is a lot better than the main cast.
Yeah. Oh,
Kristen Bell.
You see so much of Kristen Bell. I was
really?
not prepared.
How much do we see of Stanley Tucci?
Ooh,
I don't know.
Not. Oh, you see a bit. Not enough.
get a bit.
Stanley Tucci by far also the best character in the entire film.
As
He's
usual.
fantastic. He's so
Sorry,
so
Just
good.
very quickly, we all love The Devil Wears Prada here, don't we?
haven't seen it.
Are you fucking kidding me? you
No,
guys?
Michaela's really angry that I haven't seen it. We're gonna watch it at some point.
I can only think of The Office when when fucking Steve Carell gets halfway through it and he comes in and he's thinking that Meryl Streep's a good guy and he comes in and he goes,
Oh my God.
get me
My latte
Yeah,
or
good.
something like
he's
that.
like acting so bad. He goes, get me Armani. Get Armani on the phone
Yeah.
to Pam. And then like he comes in the next day and he goes, I just want to apologize how I acted towards you yesterday. And Pam goes, did you finally finish it?
Oh my god, that's so
you
good.
will love The Devil Wears Prada. It is so much fun, and it's Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway and Tucci
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
Streep.
say. Yeah, the cast is
Simon Baker,
bonkers.
very 2000s.
Very
Simon
2000s.
Baker to be in it.
The director of the director of Burlesque was in Goonies. He was in Goonies.
That is a good
Goonies.
comeback. It's
My
good. It's a
God.
good throwback.
Almost good. Alan coming back.
Alan
Oh,
coming
oh.
back.
Did you
yeah.
watch
You're
the
almost
end
there.
of Only Murders?
Yes, I did.
How great is that show?
My god. Okay,
Then
so
did you go back and watch episode 1 and totally forget that they alluded the time jump? I didn't. People, because I went to
time
Reddit.
jump, it's so quick when you start the show that if you
forget about
aren't
it.
looking, you completely forget about it, and you may have even missed it.
But why? But now my question is, why is it in the beginning of the show? Because they start the show with the cliffhanger of the end of the show.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
well,
like,
you get a tiny bit more
Yeah,
at the end.
the ending, the beginning of Only Murders. Have you
This
seen
isn't
the
a
beginning?
That's
spoiler
when
because it's the start.
Selena Gomez
It's
is
covered
found over,
over
the dead body.
body.
That's
Yes.
the ending of this season.
There's literally like a minute after that scene that
Yeah.
we start the
Do you
season
get any
on.
closure?
No,
No.
That's annoying.
It's just them
Well,
breaking out.
Kind of.
Do we know who's dead?
You do. And the plot, as they say, thickens. This sends the case in a whole new direction.
I'm excited. This has been one of my favorite shows in a long time.
It's so good, honestly.
The
It's
joke,
fantastic.
like the Steve Martin perception joke in it,
Which one?
where you see first what he thinks he's
Oh
doing.
my god.
Did you lose your shit?
Oh
that
my
was some
God,
of the funniest.
I was so unprepared for it. I was like, "Oh damn, he tricked her 100%." And then it just
Oh,
it's so long
yeah.
that when it cuts back, it takes you so off guard.
It was maybe the funniest
Oh
thing I've seen in cinemas or TV all year.
Steve Martin and
Martin Shaw, incredible.
So,
And you know what? Credit
so
to Selena
well done.
Gomez.
She holds
her own.
Yeah, she really has it. And she makes fun of them perfectly. They sort of have this banter back at her, but they also kind of like want her to think that they're cool. And like, this is personal, but podcast jokes are very funny.
Yeah.
If you get podcasts, like, oh my God.
Like us.
I can't recommend this show enough. It's fantastic.
From what I've seen, it's very good. I have not been on the ball with it, though.
And the fashion. Oh, on point.
The fashion is fabulous. I keep getting updates from Elle magazine how to achieve Selena Gomez's look from Only Murders in the Building.
Thousands of dollars is the answer.
Yes.
For a coat.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing, the outfit she wears in episode 1, the yellow fur coat.
The big fur coat.
That's
expensive.
So yeah. Sorry,
It's
quickly
excellent.
talk about
It's absolutely excellent. I cannot recommend it enough.
So-
I want everyone to watch it. I try to get everyone to watch it.
it. It's great.
Alex and I watched a couple of things.
Ooh.
We watched...
Happy Halloween.
No,
folks.
not yet. Not yet. I was going to go... We watched an old black and white film,
Ooh.
keeping on the Stanley Kubrick train.
Fuck, we did watch a lot of things.
We watched Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Classic Kubrick.
I don't know anything about this movie. Pitch it to me.
It's a comedy.
It is a black comedy,
Oh.
pitch black comedy, about a man who's high up in the military who goes a little bit bonkers and orders... So, historical context, before they had the big red button to push to launch nuclear weapons, they had planes flying on rotation from America to Russia, and they were going back and forth. So that way, if we thought, okay, time to bomb Russia, there would be someone always within range to just drop the bomb.
Damn, okay.
So this general has a bit of a break, realizes biggest thing he wants to do is bomb Russia, and he basically shuts down the whole base and orders them to drop the bomb. And it's basically too late by that point to do anything about it. They can't get in touch with the people. The bomb is being dropped.
Yep.
So you've got Peter Sellers, who is the original Pink Panther, playing 3 different characters.
Okay.
He plays a man who is responsible for finding out the recall code from this general. You have him playing Dr. Strangelove, who is a German expat who is half Nazi, half not Nazi. It's like it's slapstick.
So like modern
black
American.
It's like he's got like it's literally to the point where he has a hand that he cannot control from doing the Z-Kyle. Like it's like he's trying to restrain
This is a
himself.
weird energy.
It's weird. And who's the third character? Oh, and he's playing the president of the United States as well.
Sure.
And that's the movie. It's so funny.
I think you'd love it.
Yeah, it sounds
The
fascinating.
the phone call between the president of the US and Russia is hysterical.
It's so funny.
He's just like, I'm fine. He goes, what is he?
He's like, look, he goes, I'm just calling to... Well, what do you mean? Of course I'd be calling just to say hi. Why wouldn't I be calling just to say hi? But I'm saying I've got some really bad news. We've dropped the bomb and we can't get it back. Like, it's nothing personal, I promise.
God.
Like, he's very campy. The president is
very
campy.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
It's so funny.
That's a fun energy to bring into something like that.
And it's like, it was made in 1962.
Yeah, damn.
Close, like World War II wasn't that long ago. Right in the middle of the Cold War.
And just before Nam.
Exactly.
Oof.
Big energy for them to be talking about war
All that stuff.
and erratic military.
We lost Ellen.
Oh, did they go?
We lost Ellen.
Flew away.
Well, we stopped talking about Burlesque.
Yeah.
We've been joined by Mothman.
Yeah, that's much
Barnacle Boy.
scarier. That is much scarier than Ladybug. So yeah, that's the movie, and it's just funny. Like, it's just funny, and it's just enjoyable to watch.
It sounds like a film around the setting of 1962 that I'm much more interested in.
Yes, I was shocked though at just like how ballsy they were with taking on these topics in the year 1962.
That's cool.
Like, when you think about it, you would not be making jokes about president and like just having a joke about American president and the Russian whatever being like close friends,
Like,
and having that sort of relationship.
You wouldn't have had
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is a war room.
Yeah, things like that. And he's like, he's going to see the big board. You can't let the
can't let
Russian
him see the big
ambassador in.
board.
He's going to see the big board.
Okay, that's fun.
Like that, it's all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
It was really enjoyable.
Okay.
I just was smiling pretty much the whole time.
That's cool.
It was so
here
funny.
for it.
I enjoyed it. Like, it's Kubrick. You know, you're gonna come out at least appreciating it.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to fall in love with it.
So this was off Chris's recommendation, was it not?
Yeah,
Yes.
Chris.
May his bunghole rest
The only
in
reason
peace.
why it wasn't included on classic callouts was because
Chris
Christian had seen it.
So then he was like, you need to watch it anyway.
We did the double Doctor feature that night.
Yes, the
and
Doctor
we won't go
Doctor.
because we both seen Doctor Sleep. But
Doctor,
we watched Doctor Sleep that night. I'm not sure if you've seen Doctor Sleep.
bad taste of loving you.
That
Have you
doesn't
seen
know.
Dr.
He
Sleep?
hasn't.
No, I haven't seen Dr. Sleep yet. But is that done by this Mike Flanagan?
Yeah,
guy?
this Mike Flanagan guy is coming up.
He's big name all of a sudden.
He's the Netflix horror man.
The Netflix horror man. Have you? So obviously I haven't watched any of them because I would shit myself.
I haven't seen any of them, which is shocking
Um,
because I love his movies.
You haven't?
Except for Hush. Yeah. I've watched the first few episodes of Midnight Mass. That's really good.
Okay, because I just learnt what the reveal of Midnight
don't.
Mass is. I'm not gonna do it. I can't wait to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Because it was nowhere near anything I was expecting what that show would be.
I really want to watch Haunting of Hill House too.
I
heard that's terrifying.
I remember when that came out. Everyone was saying it was the scariest
I
thing
don't know
I've ever
why.
seen.
Well, the thing was... Oh, I don't know why I know this. The thing was with Haunting of Hill House...
There's lots of things in the background.
Basically, every shot has something in it.
Yeah.
And you will find yourself watching the corners of the screen and the edges of the screen to find, like... There'll be a shot where, like, they'll be walking through a hallway, and as they walk past, like, the staircase, as they're about to reach the bottom of the staircase, at the top of the staircase, at the edge of the frame, there's a hand, and the hand pulls away as they walk past. Gross shit like that.
A friend of ours, James, and I used to watch movies and shows on Discord together. We watched the first episode of this, and we went, not watching this alone at 12 o'clock at night again.
Nah,
It's
fuck that.
actually scary.
Terrifying.
I watched they did a behind the scenes thing on, they do one take, like, imposter shot type across timelines, and it's all used in the same house. And they had, like, quick change people helping the actors, like, change up to make it
like what
work.
they did in Birdman.
Yeah, and they're doing all that, and they're going through the house, and, like, they're doing these movements where, like, they would do a movement where, like, the ghost or whatever is in one shot, and then as they turn the corner, the ghost is at the end of the hallway at the other shot, and, like, the behind the scenes, like, them filming it is this shot of, like, you see the camera moving, and the second the actress is out of frame, it's basically a conga line of people who just throw her down the back of the set.
Okay.
And then she's standing at the end, like, the second the camera meets. It's amazing.
I know that Hill House is apparently the best out of all of them.
Yeah. Whoa, apparently.
Okay.
Apparently now it's
Midnight Mass?
It's got contention.
Okay. Bly Manor, I heard, was very good as well, but not up to Haunting standard.
We like
then-
Rahul Kohli. Rahul Kohli's fun. He's got a great beard.
I'm not sure if she's in Hill House, but I know she's definitely in Bly Manor. Love from You is in them. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm very interested to hear what your takeaways are once you watch more of it.
So before we get into what else you and I have been watching, I did watch a very famous movie this week.
Yes.
I watched 12 Angry Men for the first time.
Ooh.
For the first time. I saw it on Stan, and I went, well, Steph
I've seen it.
Yep.
Steph
I've seen it.
said to Chris, because Chris and I, we have a list. We
Yep.
we all have a list. It's the top
250.
250 of IMDb.
Yes.
And Chris and I are leading it at the moment.
Are you in competition now?
Steph made a little comment saying, you know what, give me a few weeks and I'm going to be beating both of you. And I just went,
Ooh.
if I just keep watching a movie, say a week, on the
Yep.
list, I'm gonna slowly just,
You're just going to keep pushing your lead.
I'm gonna keep just making it more
It'll
annoying.
be constant to be ahead.
So
It'll be the race to 250 is what it's going
I
to be.
reckon you guys will smash that out by, like, mid
not
next year.
not with mid next year. I was gonna say with the uni.
Not the end of this year. Jesus, no.
We're just going to see who cares less about our uni. And shocker, the answer is me.
Yeah.
Bless.
Don't be bragging about that.
I got to brag or else I'll just start
Also-
crying.
Bachelor of Arts, 3-year course, going into my 5th year, baby. I've been working the whole time.
I'm going into a 4th year of IT. So yeah.
Heavy set stuff.
Yep. Anywho, 12 Angry Men. Adored this film. Absolutely
It's fantastic.
fell in love.
I whispered so quietly the mic didn't pick it up. I said, hell yeah.
This is a writer's wet dream.
So you love it too, Braden?
Oh, 100%. So my experience with 12 Angry Men was in English class in high school, which was my favorite class. I had the best teacher for that, and it was the only class that I got excellent grades in. I was also a shithead in that class. I handed everything in super late and still got A+. I hate myself. 12 Angry Men was the best because our teacher was like, okay, do we want to watch the movie? Everyone reads the book on their own time and we come back and discuss it, like each chapter or act or whatever. Or we read it out as a class as the different roles and perform it in class.
We did that for Merchant of Venice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
We did that for 12 Angry Men, and it was like year 11, year 12, and it was so good.
How big was your class?
12.
12.
Well, no,
Perfect.
Well, we had extras, but like some people didn't really want to do it, so we'd swap them out.
That's
but
cool.
like then we had other people who were like really committed to it, like myself and some of my friends who
We
were
did
like,
that for-
we had our role, and it was great.
Yeah, we did that for Merchant of Venice.
Yeah, Merchant of Venice I like.
It's just a lot of Shakespearean though, so people just sitting there
Trying to get through the
help.
words.
My goodness, this
Yeah.
film took me on a journey.
It's
Man.
just great how he does it, isn't he? Like the logic that he uses to
Yeah.
convince each and every one of them.
Yeah, and then they all just start like, because every single argument they have, they just pick apart. They're just like, and I found like myself, there was moments where, hang on, sorry.
It starts with but that's it. It just starts with all these 11 guys are like, these 11
They're
guys.
like, he's guilty.
They're like, we just have to convince this one guy,
Yeah,
to
and then
vote
they
guilty.
slowly,
and then all of a sudden,
and then just like the first half of the movies, the people who think, he's guilty are getting mad at the non-guilty people, and then it swaps. The people who think who is innocent are getting mad, getting frustrated with the other people.
that's right. That's it. Because it just does start with the one person. The job should have been so easy. They need a unanimous vote. There's only one of them going against the grain. Just flip him. Like, why do you think he's innocent? And then he's like, well, it's beyond reasonable doubt. This is a man's life that we're playing with here. So yeah, it was.
I saw you go to walk back to your chair over there.
Yeah, I naturally walked past, so I end up going past the camera again. Sorry, YouTube viewers. 12 Angry Men, I adore. It's and like you said, it's a writer's wet dream. It's a writer's wet dream. Like 12 Angry Men's one of the things that I would love to have a copy of the screenplay just on my shelf.
Yeah,
because like it's fascinating how well they did that, and like it's just the bottle episode. Like it's I think what was it we watched where it had the same energy as this? It was the same director, but like later.
Dog Day.
Dog Day, yeah, and like it's that thing where like you're stuck in the one room, and like by the
same
end
director.
of it, yeah. So by the
Oh.
end of it, like everyone's like hot and sweaty, and like you feel
the heat.
you feel the heat in the room, not only from all of them being boxed in this whole time, but also the tension and the conflict. Like it's just a masterclass, and the fact that it was done back then, like, whoa,
So good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every single minute.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
I gave it 5 out of 5. I thought it was perfect.
Yes, it is one of the best classic films I think ever made.
Also,
really.
just like every performance in the film.
Yeah.
Peter Fonda.
Oh.
All great.
Peter
They
Fonda,
all
big
nail
one.
it.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Which one should we talk about next? The new thing? Oh, we're going back into
The one
this.
that we're obligated.
Obligated. Let's talk about.
Obligato.
So, continuing Steph's journey across good action,
Which one's next?
Skyfall.
In the sky.
Yeah,
The
that's
song.
the one.
The
Adele.
song.
Very
Um,
good song.
Adele. New
What
song
about
out
the
now.
movie, though?
The movie has been the best one so far. Now, yes, I ended up rating Quantum of Solace. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
Yep.
With a love heart. That's a 5 out of 10. I thought that's it's an average film. I wouldn't say it failed as a film. I would say it was a film. It was a movie. And I had fun with it anyway.
Yep.
So I really liked the character of James Bond. It was hard not to give it a love heart. But watching Skyfall, you realise you could
What
see
James
the
Bond can
contrast.
be.
Exactly. It was so much fun.
Mm.
I dare say I was invested in the action of the
yeah.
film. Like I know I said last week, action to me is action, like whatever.
It's
But
almost like when action's done well, you care.
it's very rare
Apparently
for
for
it
not
to.
Mission Impossible, though.
No, not for Mission Impossible. I just don't think I don't like Ethan Hunt enough to be involved in Mission Impossible.
Is that an Ethan Hunt problem, or is that a Tom Cruise problem?
It's a Tom Cruise problem.
Yeah.
I love Tom Cruise.
My pa hates Tom Cruise.
My mum
The
hates
only
Tom
film of
Cruise.
Tom Cruise that he likes is Top Gun. Is because he completely ignores the fact that Tom Cruise is even
Yeah,
in it.
you'd have to. I think I just don't like Ethan Hunt, but James Bond, I love. I love the character. I love the world. I love that it's set in London. Everything is just more suave. And I love all the other characters. Like we were introduced to Moneypenny and Q in this one, so I really love them.
Paddington.
Is this? I'm trying to think back to. I saw some of them in cinemas, but I don't think I've seen many of the new ones. Is this the one that ends in the like Scottish field?
Yes.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Oh, yeah. I liked this one. This one was
Yeah.
good.
It's really good, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
2012.
I said to Alex while we were watching
Oh
it,
my god.
I was like, really, I love Kill Bill. Kill Bill's an action film. Like, if action is done just in a very, I wouldn't even say like a good way, because I'm sure, like you said, Mission Impossible is good, right? But I don't enjoy it.
Then you just got to care about the characters as well.
That's it. It just has to be a whole package for me to really get invested in. And I was really invested in Skyfall.
Yeah.
I thought everything about it was I just had so much fun with it. And 2.5 hours did not feel that long. Did not feel that long at all. It was.
So they were swooning from Steph in this, definitely
straight away
over Daniel Craig and Ray Fine. There was some swooning for Alex.
Fine.
There was some swooning from Alex, but not from any of the on-screen talent. From the talent behind.
You swooned a bit for Naomi Harris.
Naomi Harris is beautiful.
Who are we swooning for?
Oh, Roger Deakins.
We
swooning for the god himself to a cinematographer. Roger, he's done Blade Runner. He did. I'm pretty sure he did 1917 as well.
This guy, I've seen this guy's face.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best cinematographers working today.
Yeah.
What's his latest stuff?
Tell you what, you can swoon for his cinematography.
Did he do?
He does look a little bit like Burt, he
looks like
Burt Reynolds' corpse.
Does he?
Yeah, he's old.
He's got very white hair.
He won his first Oscar for Blade Runner.
Oh, good on him.
Did he?
Or he won
2049 or
right, I'm on it.
He's done some amazing films.
Awards.
And yeah, great. And it was directed by Sam Mendes, who did 1917.
Nice. I still need to see that, actually.
Oh.
I still haven't seen it, which is weird.
And you can tell, you can definitely tell it was
there's
influenced by him. And you mentioned influenced by Roger Deakins as well, because you said that is a Deakins shot.
Yeah, I was just like, that's a Deakins shot.
So yeah, it was like, I said to Alex, I would give this, I liked it more than Casino Royale. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I would give it a 4.25 if I could. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. But I'd rather give it an 8 than a 9.
What do you think of the villain?
The villain, loved. It was Javier Bardem.
Oh, yes.
Javier Bardem. Very campy villain. Very campy villain. It works.
It brings in that classic Bond energy without being too bad.
Yeah. That's right. He's sinister, but he's not.
It's bringing that classic Bond energy to the modern era.
He's just got some flair.
That's it. It's like, it's hard to explain. It's a very fine balance. Like, he's not a person that I would think is like, he's not doing these atrocious acts that but in a way it's like, he's too classic. It's too stereotypical, comical, theatrical, I suppose, like that you can't ground him in reality, really.
Yeah.
I see him as the quintessential Bond villain.
Well, you kind of need that for the Bond movie, though, because you need the Bond villain. That's like a core element of it. I just caught up on Story Break, which actually ended recently, RIP. But they did a really fun break in one of their last 3 episodes where they did Canadian James Bond. Because I don't know about you guys, but it turns out copyright law and the amount of time past a deceased estate where it goes into the open domain is actually different in different countries.
Is that right?
Yeah. So for everyone else, where we have to wait even longer, countries like Canada, they still implement this one worldwide law, which was implemented ages ago, which technically means that James Bond, as Ian Fleming's book character, is in the open domain. You can do whatever you want with James Bond. Very recent,
not very long.
So long as you only release it in Canada. So they made a specific, silly pitch for a movie where they did Canadian James Bond, and it's very fun.
Bond.
They were talking about the core elements of Bond, where it's like, okay, you need your Bond villain, and you need your exotic location action scene or whatever, and then you need your Bond girl, or in the case of the Canadian James Bond, they did a Bond guy, and then you need your vehicle, and then you get the core elements of Bond that make Bond, and if you can make all of those high quality and really good, you get an excellent Bond.
And this was an excellent Bond. Excellent blonde. Javier Bardem was an excellent blonde. He was an excellent blonde in the film.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm excited. It also made me realize how not great of a film Quantum of Solace was, but I still had fun with it. I'm sticking with my 2.5.
Okay.
Very average score.
Alex is pulling a very smug face.
So yes, he is right. I needed to see the best to realize the worst. But yeah, I'm excited for Spectre. Spectre's the next one.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's Spectre and then the new one, isn't it?
Then No Time to Die. Yep.
Okay. Wait, how long until we got until No Time to Die comes
2
out?
weeks.
So next week we do Spectre, the week after No Time to Die.
Okay.
Perfect
See,
time.
see how it
I
lined
can
up
watch-
perfectly.
I think I can watch 4 Bond movies in that time
All
if
right.
I get my uni work done.
You don't have a ticket done. You don't have a ticket.
Oh no, I don't have a ticket, but I think I can just be like up to date, so that way when you guys talk about it on the show, I'm not like
Fair enough.
Alright.
who's
Yeah.
Blofeld?
So yeah, that is Bond.
That is Bond.
Oh, and they killed Judi Dench.
Mm.
I was not expecting it. The whole
killed the
time I was
Dench.
like, I don't care
Yeah.
about all this because they're not going to kill M. She's
Yeah.
like,
and then
and then I said to Alex, I was like, I think I was busy. I got distracted by Alex's dog for a split second, just
No,
as she
not
was
a dog.
dying.
hello Ellie, and then
And I turned around and I was like, wait, what?
what? Huh?
And then I was like, let me rewind. And I was like, but they're not going to kill her.
They're like she's always not
Alex,
dead.
tell me they're not going to kill her.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
It's a nice zag on them because everyone's like, oh well, of course they're gonna be fine.
Not the case. Had me shook.
Another new movie that you and I have both seen
We
came
did.
out.
We
Yeah.
did watch a big new movie.
Big new.
Yes.
From director Ridley Scott, from returning screenwriters. First time, this is the
love
second
it.
thing they've ever written.
Ship it.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And then, I don't know, there's a third screenwriter on this film.
I'm on it.
Which will explain to you why there is a third screenwriter in the film, which is very smart. This is
The
called
Last Duel.
It's called The Last Duel.
Last Duel.
Yep.
Last Duel.
Duel.
It's an epic.
Epic.
It
2.5 hour movie.
Okay.
Set in 1830s France. No, sorry, 1380s France.
Yeah.
1380s.
Those are very different.
1380. We're talking
1830.
plague. The plague.
The plague. So, would you like to explain?
Nicole Holofcener.
Yes.
So yeah, that checks out. The movie is about the last recorded to the death duel in France. I think that's basically what it is, and it is told in 3 chapters. About it's about a woman who claims that she was raped, and the events preceding,
Yep.
and leading up to, and just following this
Situation.
Yeah, and it's told 3 chapters. Each chapter represents one of the 3 main characters' perspectives of the same events. We're talking an exact replica of the events with slight nuances.
Okay. So the different perspectives, allowing for us, the audience, to see the different people's takes on what happened.
The 3 perspectives you see is you see Matt Damon's character's perspective.
I guess kind of
Jean de
spoilers
Carouge?
for
Well,
Last
I
Duel,
kind of knew
guess.
this going in, so a lot of people have been saying it in their reviews and
Okay.
talks of it. John de Carouge. And then there's Adam Driver's character. So Matt
Jacques
Damon
Legris.
is the husband of the victim,
Jacques Legris,
who is the
perpetrator.
perpetrator. And then there is
Marguerite
de Carouge,
de Carouge,
who is the victim,
Matt Damon's wife.
Matt Damon's wife.
Okay.
So the reason why I said there was a third screenwriter, and it's interesting, is because Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote the first 2 parts from the men's perspective, and they brought in the female writer to write in the female's
We're
perspective.
selling you on this.
You guys didn't say this before we recorded the pre-show.
Yeah.
You guys were telling me about this movie, and I was trying to act all coy and that I didn't know what was going on, but that's fucking excellent.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So hopefully, I reckon it's good enough.
They
that
really did a good job at trying to.
That was the final button you needed to put on me being really interested in this movie, because I was interested, but that is, now that you've given me that detail.
We don't want to give spoilers because it really did just come out quite recently.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I loved
same.
it. I thought it was fantastic. It did a great job in terms of immersing you in that time and that place.
Nice.
Ben Affleck's character was my favourite.
Oh, Ben Affleck's character, Braden.
Okay, so Steph sent me a link.
It's got hardly any Ben Affleck. They have really done a good job at keeping him quiet.
I will recognize him. Jesus, Matt Damon.
I don't think you will.
Rough as guts. Bless him. Matt Damon looks like a Viking.
Yeah, they kind of have that.
Okay, let's have a look.
Is that a full trailer you send?
No,
me?
it's a little.
clip.
It's a 1-minute clip from
He's got a lot of scars.
IGN.
Holy shit! Is that seriously him?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Blonde Ben Affleck.
Oh my god, he looks so young.
I know
Yeah,
he
looks
does
skinny.
look
He
young.
looks skinny
Do
too.
that.
He does look skinny.
My
No,
god.
They couldn't eat.
so-
They didn't eat.
Look, Ben Affleck's character is just like a
Jesus,
treat.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, he's big.
My god, he's serving a lot of energy right there.
Ben Affleck's
God.
character's just a treat in the film.
He is a treat. I
Matt
didn't
Damon looks like
expect-
18 people
He-
I walk past going to work.
Alex
He
Lawther is also in it as the king. He is from Black Mirror. He plays the pedophile in that Black Mirror episode.
Ben Affleck's boots. Bright yellow
The
boots.
shoes.
Yes, the gold.
Should I wear the satin or the
my
gold?
God.
Yeah, that's
It's just
right.
like the gold.
Man, Ben Affleck is serving in this movie in
Yeah.
a weird way.
So obviously Ben Affleck's character is despicable in the film.
Yeah. He
boy.
is.
He is just this lord. He is this flamboyant lord.
Who's never been denied anything in his life.
No, he is a rich, spoiled prick.
Yes, that's exactly what he is, a rich, spoiled prick.
So you found him relatable.
Loved him. No, so the things I loved about this film was that it everyone's performance was different in the 3 parts.
That's
but
cool.
it's so subtle. I thought I was being
What on earth
gaslit.
did you just do?
Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust myself.
Okay, that's okay.
I thought I was being gaslit when I
Oh.
watched this the first time, because watching the second chapter, I was like,
hang
is
on
that
a
how it
second.
happened in the
It's a
first chapter, or is it
4D
slightly
experience.
different?
I feel like the feeling of being gaslit in that as a description, it sounds like that would be what they were going for. In that, like, when you, like, for people who don't know that you get the 3 chapters, like, it sounds like the second you go into that second one and you're seeing the same event but slightly differently.
It's so subtle. I
It
mean,
would
some
have
moments are
that-
more obvious than others.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
agree, yeah?
Yeah, but you would have that vibe going on where you're like, something's off, and like it instantly puts you in that mindset where you're like, now I have to see what is different and try and remember and think back to that. So then by the time that you get to the next one, you really are like prepared for it.
That's right.
That's interesting. God, it sounds excellent.
Yeah, I don't want to say I had a lot of fun with the film, but like, cause it's not a fun film.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's really intense.
It's really intense.
I will say like a trigger warning for people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
2 depictions.
2 very brutal, to varying degrees, but both very brutal rape scenes.
Yeah.
So,
God.
you know,
But like I said, I thought from a screenwriting and acting standpoint, it was fantastic.
it's so well made, and it's like it's enjoyable to you can appreciate it while you're watching it. You're just appreciating it.
And extremely and oddly relevant.
Gory.
The duel itself at the end is very satisfying and filmed excellently. I almost said to Steph that I could have.
Oh, so they keep the duel to the very, very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is the last duel.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I almost thought maybe if we didn't see the duel, like
Oh.
Yeah, Alex and
Do you want like a cut just as they're about to?
maybe that.
that could have been as well, just because it is based on a true story. So I was left like really actually quite curious as to how the duel was going to play out, because I had no idea. Like, I thought this is real life. There's no actual message they're trying to send to me. There's nothing that they're trying to really like drill into me. They're literally telling me how it happened in history. So I did not know how the duel was going to happen. Alex, you didn't know either, but you kind of had an inkling, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I guess just from
I enjoyed seeing the duel, basically, because I was stressed out to the max the whole time, just apprehensive, wondering how is this going to go down, what's happening here. So I enjoyed the inclusion of the duel.
Yeah, I loved seeing. I thought the duel was expertly filmed, and it was a great sequence. But like, almost to me, where it's just like much of the film is like from relaying perspectives, and then especially the last part leading up to the duel, it's all about the importance of like especially now looking back and seeing how they handled the situation. That like it had messages that are relevant to today.
Yes.
That almost undercutting it now with this big action set piece after.
I understand what you're saying. I also feel that at the same time, I would have been
Disappointed,
upset if there was no duel, just because of the fact that like I want to know what happens to these people now that I am invested in. Like because we all knew that everyone had stakes in that final duel, not just the 2 people in the duel.
Yeah.
There were stakes that went beyond that. I would have been upset if they cut beforehand and were like, "That's the end of the movie." I'd be like, "Well, then what happened to him though? Like,
True.
who won?
I
Who
didn't
lost?
think
Like, what?"
I didn't want to see the battle. Like I would have been happy to see the beginning of the battle than the aftermath. But
Okay.
like just having it, just to me, it felt like in a movie that was like very important, I guess, about how we treat victims and how we, like learning, because there's a lot to learn from this film. Because you can watch parts of the film, especially like I said, there's a court thing towards the end of the film where how they're treating the victim, and you go, that's not far off what happens still now.
Yeah.
That it's things that we can learn, like we can still learn from that.
So you thought it kind of cheapened?
I don't want to say cheating, but I thought it was just like from this important messages. Now here's something for the boys.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, I can understand why you would have that perspective. Personally, I didn't feel that way when I watched it, and I was like really excited for the fact that I'm seeing this realistic depiction of like a historical duel and this historical epic. I was
Like I
this
said,
is
it
cool.
was fantastically. It was like filmed and
Yeah, like
It
that's
feels-
right. It was a credit to
It sounds like they needed to give it something so that the people who went purely for the historical battle.
I mean, it's called The Last Duel.
Yeah, so that they don't walk out
maybe-
being like, "Oh, that was some feminist garbage."
Maybe even thinking because the duel, it's not short too. The duel's pretty. It's a long fight.
See, that to me, that was great because I was so nervous the whole time. I was like, what's happening? Who's got the upper hand here? What's
I think
going
if
on?
it was shorter, maybe I could have been on more board with it. But just because it was like, no, I won't say drawn out because it never felt drawn out. But like, it was a long fight.
Christian's seen it too, so we get his thoughts on it next week.
Exhausting, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah. So, I mean, it comes down to personal preference really at the end.
It's probably the only thing stopping me from giving it 4.5.
Okay.
But maybe if I see it again, I'll feel differently. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
This is technically our Halloween episode.
Oh,
Is it?
Boo.
So-
I watched Scream. There we go. Put that in the thing for topics. 25th anniversary of Scream. They released it in 4K.
On Halloween, Michaela and I will watch. I guess in my eye, so sorry if I look like I'm
Is it a
crying.
bug? Because there are
I
plenty
don't
of
think
bugs
it's a
around
bug.
Is it Alan?
It's definitely not Alan. I think I would notice that. No, for Halloween, I think Michaela and I will finally watch Scream 4.
Script forum.
Oh, cool.
So that way I'll finally be up to date for the new one.
Nice.
And I am hearing continued mixed and bad reviews for Halloween Kills.
Lovely.
So it seems like you're in the right.
I'm in good company.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah,
That's our show.
that's the show. Thank
How
you.
long did we go for with the three of us?
An hour.
Woo, we did
still
it.
talk for an hour. We're a little bit over, but hey, we hit it. Oh no, we hit it a minute ago.
An hour, 1 minute.
It's fine. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 129 of Millennial Movie Talk MMT Movie Podcast.
That's us.
That's us. You can, if you're listening to us,
Are you going to thank our Patreon?
probably listening to
Jai Perry.
Jai Perry.
Jai Perry.
Almost.
Perry.
Slipped
Thank you,
past
Jai
us.
Perry.
You
I'm
scallywag.
so sorry. Because, okay, so a peek behind the curtain, parting the kimono, if you will. In the rundown in the Google Doc, I have what we've been watching, and I just keep adding to it as we keep writing the things. But that then keeps pushing down the part where it is Patreon shout out. So I always forget to do it.
So thank you, though, Jai Perry.
Thank you, Jai
Thank
Perry.
you, Jai Perry.
You're an absolute legend. And you can be a legend as well by supporting us over on patreon.com/Millennial Movie Talk, where you can chuck us a buck or two and you can help
Preferably
make the show
two.
happen. Well, I think it's 3 if you want all the commentary tracks as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if you want
That's a bargain.
Get on now.
No, what is a bargain is $1 a month
For
and you
a
get
20-minute
You can hear us we
all of our. It's easily over an
gassed
hour
ourselves.
by the time it's every month. This week, Alex and Steph did in fact gas themselves with a
might release a
nondescript
clip of that, though.
brand of bug repellent.
tell you what, Airguard wouldn't do this.
Oh, jeez, call-outs. My
It
God.
really pissed me.
Jesus. You could watch us on YouTube, subscribe over there, comment on the videos, like them, share them with your friends.
Do all of it.
Follow us on socials, Instagram, and all that
Add
jazz.
Michael on Facebook.
Add Michael on Facebook.
We haven't done it in a while.
Podcast services was your choice, which is just like Apple and Spotify. If you use one of the other
Stitcher.
ones, good for you. But
If you use Stitcher, get it out.
Yeah.
Get Apple.
I swear to God, if Spotify input an RSS feed, I'd be only Spotify. But
Yeah.
they still don't work.
What do you mean?
Like Spotify, you can't put in your own. Like if say you subscribe to someone on Patreon and
Yeah.
you get a Patreon
Ah,
RSS
yes.
feed,
You can do that
only
on,
use that
Apple.
on Apple.
Can't-
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've got my Patreon ones on Apple.
Yeah.
But they're relegated over to that shitty app.
Ah, beautiful. Well,
Uh,
with saying that,
I'm Braden.
I'm Alex.
I'm Steph.
We're out of here.